Here's all the new exciting details from the Resident Evil Requiem gameplay trailer with director Nakanishi. Leon will carry a hatchet throughout the game, and instead of having to go to a merchant like in Resident Evil 4 to tune it up, you'll be able to sharpen it on the fly, as well as block and parry, saving yourself from being cut in half by a chainsaw. Grace, on the other hand, will be much more horror focused and less action, but it doesn't mean she won't have some badass guns like the new one-shot hand cannon taking the same name as the title called Requiem, which can obliterate your enemies. Nakanishi explains, this large caliber assault revolver has limited ammo, but it's the pinch hitter that can get Grace out of tight spots. If you line it up correctly, you can shoot through multiple zombies, bringing in more strategy to get the most bang for your buck, provided she has ammunition, which will be scarce. It sounds a lot like the Magnum from the other Resident Evils, but more powerful and limited. It also brings to mind the flamethrower from Alien Isolation, which would get you out of tight situations but was limited in use. Just like the Requiem gun will do, giving Grace the edge she lacks from Leon, turning the odds in her favor. You can craft things like ammunition and health, but you can also craft an all-new hemolytic injector, which Grace can make using infected blood. She then uses it to inject zombies, causing them to violently explode into a bloody, gory, satisfying mess. You can read the description in the gameplay clip that it's described as a stealth weapon but can also be used to prevent corpses from mutating, which I immediately think about the Crimson Heads from Resident Evil 1 Remake, a terrifying mutated zombie that if you don't burn their corpses they'll come back to life and be very hard to kill, which is exciting but terrifying. The zombies in Resident Evil Requiem are a little different than the T-Virus zombies. They're not as rotten or decayed looking. Instead of being mindless drones, they retain characteristics of their past lives. This adds another layer of strategy as you carefully watch their behaviors so you can exploit and outmaneuver them. I think this is great for having memorable enemies instead of just regular old boring zombies, making for some very interesting and terrifying encounters. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and please give it a like and maybe subscribe. See you next time.